per set scoring this season.
Well, Livings and Faumuina are going to need to come up big and have that consistent play in order to knock off a very tough Penn State team.
Penn State very well-rounded offensively, #1 in the country in kills per set. The only position where there's a slight question mark really on their team has been at opposite, where Caroline Juravicius, you saw, comes back into the lineup. Alexa Markley had gotten the last couple of starts. It's Jillian Grimes with the opening serve. It's a good one. Coverage there by Batenhorst. Starks, first set goes to Juravicius.
And that's exactly how you want to come out with a thunderous kill right off the bat, setting the tone.
Livings off the hands and out, tied up at 1.
We'll keep an eye on Jaden Livings. That front row attack she has, she elevates, she gets on top of it so well, but now she's in the back row and she gets a lot of sets back here as well, and just as lethal.
And there's an ace by USC and Jaden Livings after they struggle with all those serving errors in their 5-set loss to Michigan State. Katie Schumacher-Cawley, our thoughts are with her and her battle with breast cancer. She was diagnosed on September 16th, got her first chemo treatment this past Monday, so that into a cross-country trip. Extremely trying week for her, but she has a great positive mentality, says she feels great, she's in great shape, which the doctor said is very helpful. And we wish her the best going forward, but she has no plans to do anything but coach volleyball the rest of this season and her 19-1 Nittany Lions. The freshman Ava Faldudo is back to serve. Float serve handled by Batenhorst, and it's a slide attempt by Leah Ford, which she misses.
Yeah, USC really wants to get those middles going a little bit slow against Michigan State. Didn't get a lot of production offensively, and they have a deep middle roster, so trying to see who can deliver tonight.
Could see 4 different middles potentially tonight for USC. That's a roll shot down to the court for Adania Faumuina, and Brad Keller in his 5th year as USC head coach. He's gone back and forth over the years between USC and UCLA, both on the men's and women's side. Served by Gosnell. To Aninga to Batenhorst. Merzick off the block and out.
And Izzy Stark there for Penn State, the setter, going down to her knees. I watched the game against UCLA, and she had a set literally from her knees as well. She's very athletic, talented, running this one down, trying to get some height for Merzick to go up into the block.
Example #1 of many. When
exactly.
you talk about the Penn State coaching staff, they told us that there are just certain things that Stark can do that you really can't coach.
No, you can't. You can't teach them. Really impressive to have a freshman come in and run that offense.
Little blocker, Leah Ford with the serve. Cameron Hanna gets in the mix. Now Batenhorst in transition. Good job finishing the point.
Batenhorst has just been such a steady player here for the Trojans this year. As I mentioned, getting a lot of serves, people trying to get out of rhythm, but look at that nice step into the set, keeping it on her right shoulder.
Yeah, they're asking a lot more of her, and she knew that coming in. That's why she transferred from Nebraska, but her numbers are better. She's stepping up from an efficiency standpoint as well as USC's in the net. And also a big part at 6'5" on the outside of USC's #2 blocking team in the conference, #6 in the country. Great matchup between the ultra-efficient Penn State offense and USC's lockdown block. The serving sub, Quinn Nenger, with a strong serve. Batenhorst still gets a good swing on it, but it's Trammell at 4:54 in the middle.
Well, Taylor Trammell's done such good work on her offensive game. Coach said she's put in time with Izzy Stark, the setter, to set that connection, because those tempos, that rhythm you want with your setter, it takes a lot of time and work, and they've both put in the time at the gym.
Livings, D-ball into the block, and a cover attempt there by Gray Gosnell, and a point for the Nittany Lions.
Well, kudos to Penn State on that, because they know Livings is in the back. You've got to pay attention. You have many weapons, as USC does, and know where their attacks are coming from.
You notice she was getting fed a lot in the Michigan State match, and so did Penn State, apparently. Good pass by Batenhorst. Hitter coverage, Merzick behind the attack line. No dice.
No, that one going into the top of the tape, so didn't get any touch on it, not able to cover it.
She struggled early on against Michigan, against UCLA, pardon me, and Penn State took a while to take down the Bruins. They won in 5. They figured it out in the end, as did Merzick a couple nights ago.
A little slow on her offensive game, but came around, and that's just the kind of player Merzick is. Struggling a little bit offensively, but you focus on the other areas of your game. Defense, how can you contribute? She had some nice solo blocks, 10 digs against UCLA.
From the right side, Allie Batenhorst for the point.
Here, Batenhorst on the opposite side, lower tempo, out to her to try to beat the block, and she does. Hannah not getting her hands up quick enough.
Here's Hannah from the right side. So answers with an opposite side kill for the outside by trade.
Take a look at camera Hannah here on the opposite. Again, she has such a high reach. They really want to get her that perfect set so she can get on top of it.
Batenhorst had some good out-of-system swings so far, and that leads to a USC point.
Well, and this is what USC does so well. They close their block well. They make the middles make very good reads, and they're disciplined. And been giving teams a lot of trouble here with their defense.
Tyra Ariel back in the starting lineup, replacing Favor Onyanwu tonight for Brad Keller's Trojans. Off the top of the net and down for the ace.
And yeah, USC has kind of been back and forth with the middles this year, and Coach Brad Keller said, look, it's not personal. These are statistical decisions of who's producing, who's not. That's what we need on the court, and they need some offense out of that middle position.
Start to Juravicius. 2 players collide, but coach would always prefer it that way. In the middle again, it's Trammell, the Purdue transfer.
Well, Trammell has been a leader in that middle position for Penn State. Really upping her offensive game. Really before not just, but in there primarily because her blocking is so good, but her offensive game has really elevated.
Yeah, this year when she's gotten the ball, it's been finding the floor more often than not. She is 4th in the nation in hitting percentage. Taylor Trammell only trails Andy Jackson in the conference. Jackson from Nebraska is 1st in the country, hitting .480. Couple of effective serves. So just 3-balled over. Merzick into the block, covered. Stark a running set to Juravicius.
Well, Juravicius did a little wave on that ball after she shaked the dig, like, see ya. Bringing some fire here after she's coming up big to put the ball away.
Well, she sat a couple of matches. We were told that her shoulder wasn't feeling great. It came back in from Markley in the middle of the UCLA match, and she's been playing well since re-entering.
Smart shot there on that back row attack, and that's the thing, just knowing what hit to use, hard, soft, and making a difference. But that's something Penn State does really well in those decisions, keeping it alive to give themselves a chance.
Angelina Stark, who is a hitter originally, but playing DS this year, with that kill, 4-0 run, make it 5-0 run on the Penn State block.
I love Penn State's aggressiveness from the start. Coach said, look, sometimes we come out a little bit slow in the beginning and it's gotten us into a little trouble, but tonight they're coming out with the aggressive swings, aggressive blocking, and serve.
Probably the reason Brad Keller not calling timeout is because this 15-point media timeout is coming up. Good dig by Trubin. Then they recycle it. Now Livings has to try and play it. It was going to go inbounds, and she plays it off the antenna. So now it's an auto timeout. It will come here at 15-9, but a 6-0 run for Penn State.
COVID-19. I'm not waiting. If it's COVID, Paxlovid.
Penn State 5 points coming in a row on the serve of Jillian Grimes, underrated libero.
Yeah, Coach Katie Schumacher-Colley said she kind of flies under the radar, doesn't get all the credit that she feels she deserves, but at the end of the day, she feels the love from her team, and that's all she needs. And she has been out here. Coach said she turned a corner on her defensive range and has just elevated this season, really communicating well with her passers, putting in the work.
Leah Ford sides out for USC to end the 6-0 run. Swatted over by Maggie Mendelson. Adania Falmoina misses into the net. And Penn State with a quick side out.
Well, Falmoina loves to attack the angle. And Penn State, that block was really inside, trying to shut that down. And they put some good hands in her vision to create that error.
Lower set. Some tempo there from the connection by Tuaninga and Falmoina.
And Falmoina has a heavy arm. You'll hear a few thumps from her tonight or more, but this is something she's been working on to become a complete attacker, is these shots, the throws, the tips. So she's had a good roll shot that already went down tonight, and now this throw down to the ground.
Right now, USC hitting 0, same number of kills as errors, and Brad Keller says that Falmoina, Livings, their young pins are going to have to get better with those tips and rolls in order to become more efficient and get out of jams.
Yeah, they need to support Batenhorst. She's been playing consistent, putting up the numbers, but they need some more production on those pins as well, keeping those errors down and knowing when to make the right choice on your attack.
Because Livings, Falmoina, both so talented, but both hitting under 200 on the season. Slide shot by Mendelson and rifles that thing down and ricochets out of play for the kill.
Mendelson is bringing the heat, loves to go behind the setter, and you can see why, really attacking that at a high point.
After a misconnection the previous play. Here's Batenhorst, an out-of-system kill.
A good, gritty effort there by USC, and Batenhorst, again, she does such a nice job waiting on this out-of-system set, able to get her feet to it. Look at that pass off the court. Gala Trubin there to lift it up for her, and Batenhorst with a nice step close inside to keep that on her right shoulder for that point.
After a familiar good start, Batenhorst 3 for 7. Izzy Stark is a very offensive-minded setter, tries one there, gets Penn State a free chance. Goes to Hannah, into the hands. Here is Stark with a swing. Penn State ahead in this point, and another slide kill. Maggie Mendelson, another Nebraska transfer. There's a few of them in this matchup on both sides.
Not only volleyball, but at Nebraska played basketball as well. At Penn State, she's focusing on volleyball, so that was this last spring was her first spring of actually being on the volleyball and getting those reps in instead of being on the basketball court.
You know, she has that in common with the two-sport athlete in college. Her head coach, Katie Schumacher-Colley, played at Penn State, not only on the volleyball team, she actually went to a Sweet 16 with the women's basketball team at Penn State. Trubin with one hand. Merzick answers with a dig, and Hannah looking for contact and gets it.
Izzy Stark really pushing that ball out to the pin from the other side of the court, and that's something she does so well. She's strong, gotten stronger since she got to Penn State, and able to do those pushes.
USC down by 6.
You might not, but she has done a nice job. There's assistant coach Megan Hodge-Easy, and we talked to her before the game today about Izzy Stark, and said she just has such a high standard for herself. She is a leader on the court, has come really impressed with her play.
USC, when they're, like a lot of teams, when they're playing well, they're controlling the ball and passing well. And when they're not playing well, that's usually one of the root causes. Good serve there by Quinn Menger.
Well, Tuaninga doesn't usually lose those jousts. She's usually pretty successful on that one. And now she has a chance to go back and rip her jump serve, see if they can get some points rattled off. When she gets it going, she can cause a lot of trouble. Has a nice crossbody jump serve.
Cannot discount the potential impact there. She once had 10 aces in a match against Colorado a couple years ago. But Stark says enough of that conversation. Quick side out by the setter.
Well, both of these setters are offensive. Izzy Stark the other night against UCLA had 6 kills herself because she makes these smart decisions. That was a settable ball, but those are the ones you want to go on because you're keeping that blocker guessing.
That was a career high for Izzy Stark, and something tells me she's going to best that career high a few more times, the way that she has a knack for attacking. She also is distributing. Penn State has 5 different players already with multiple kills. Effective serve by Megan Verbeest, the junior from Manhattan Beach, coming in. And it's just off the sideline on the attempt by Tyra Ariel.
Yeah, that set a little bit farther off the net. Looked like the ball was behind her a little bit. Got a little bit lower on the attack, going wide.
Penn State, the big edge in the first set, number 3 team in the country, 19-1 record. Only loss came against number 1 Pittsburgh. High flat swing, and Merzick finds the hands.
Yeah, and that's not a bad loss, as Pitt is very, very good. I covered that game. Penn State came in and I think got a little bit caught by surprise by Pitt and just wasn't able to pull it together for that match. That's what coach said, and learned from that and moved on.
I really think Katie Schumacher-Cauley, they're appreciative of that loss and that opportunity and the realization that they weren't quite ready yet at the time. 4 newcomers that were still getting used to each other. Said they got overwhelmed a little bit by the crowd. But
it was packed house, over 11,000 fans. And I mean, Penn State's used to that at their own rec hall. They pack the house, but it was a good lesson to learn early in the season and move on from there.
Meanwhile, this USC timeout tonight, State of Success, is brought to you by State Farm. And look at Jess Merzick creeping up on.
These athletes are very talented, and it's fun to watch the game elevate every single year, just get better and better.
Well, Merzick and Londoc were recently involved in a slugfest against each other, and Merzick had a career-high 79 attempts and 29 kills in the 3-2 victory against Ohio State last weekend. And there's a lot
of jumps.
That's a lot of swings, but as Coach Schumacher-Cauley told us, Merzick said, look, I'll take 100 swings as long as we win.
Well, and that's the kind of player you want on the floor. When you need things to get turned around, they have that look in their eye. They're going to their setter and just give me the ball. Let's do this.
But it's interesting. Penn State can kind of go either way. They have that ability with somebody like Merzick who can be a magnet, but they also have enough balance when they want to use it as well.
They do.
The way that Mendelson and Trammell are converting, high efficiency in the middle, and Hannah's been really good as well on the outside. A rare attempt by Trammell that doesn't find the floor, but a free ball right back to Penn State. Juravicius into the block to Aninga. Timing wasn't there with Livings. Oh, great second reaction by Trammell to keep it in play. Livings rifles it cross court.
And there's that thump you could hear. Very powerful arm swing, and that's what they need from her right now on this opposite to get some offense going. Nice lift by Trubin there, and crushing that angle.
Gets it back within 6. Hammered by Merzick right into the arms of Trubin. Timing not quite there with Tuaninga, her hitters, in this point. And it's there with Trammell and Stark.
Well, SC's getting the opportunities, but they're just a little bit off on that connection, as you mentioned. So they're not getting those kills, having to go to a roll shot. Penn State digging it up, and they're putting it away when they get the chance.
Set point. Big time connection there. Batenhorst on the pick.
Perfect set there for Batenhorst to come in. The other night against Michigan State, I felt the set was a little bit low, was getting it in the net a little bit, but raised that, set up a ball, and she has a heavy arm from the back row.
And that missed serve will give the first set to Penn State. Nittany Lions were in control the entire way, take it 25-18.
Well, a little bit, we need some better side out from USC and point scoring. Penn State very heavy in those percentages.
It's aerial blocking Trammell, a rare block of Taylor Trammell, who's 4th in the country in hitting.
Well, Ariel is very good at the net. She makes good reads, makes good moves with her hands, and that was a perfect lineup on that middle attack.
All of USC's blockers are up over 1 block per set. Very, very good blocking team. Nice set by Stark, shoved by Juravicius. Doesn't find contact, so it's a hitting error.
Trying to go for those hands off the SC block. They gave her a little bit of line.
Junior from San Diego, Gala Trubin. Up over 1,000 career digs, the 20th in program history to reach that milestone. Jess Merzick, slightly slower start in the first set, didn't end up bothering Penn State.
Yeah, we saw that again, a little bit of a slow start, but they have so many weapons to help her and support. This one even looks like she was coming down a little bit on that attack, but takes it cross body to hit that line.
4 for 11, 2 errors. Batenhorst up over the top.
Nice move by Tuaninga on the set. And the hard work, too, from Ariel in the middle to keep Penn State committing on her. That opens that up for Batenhorst on a one-on-one on the pin.
5th kill by Batenhorst. These setters are both so good in transition. The middles always have to be ready to at least draw the defense, like you said. Kill Juravicius.
Well, that's the hard work of the middle blocker as well. You might not be getting all the sets that you want, but you still have to go up hard to hold the block from the other side to help those pin hitters get those one-on-one opportunities.
You don't always get that statistical love, but you can still help your team.
That's right.
Win the point. Angelina Stark to Jess Merzick. Stark with the dig. And Mendelson is sent packing.
Well, she loves that slide, and she's had some success, but here we go. USC's block is roaring in set number 2. Jaden Livings here on this pin number 42 going up. Look at that. Her hands turned into the court. Beautiful block.
Good scouting report awareness there. You got to know against Penn State that Mendelson likes the slide. Although Coach Schumacher-Cauley saying that she's gotten better with some different types of locations and tempos on her hits.
Yeah, trying to get in front a little bit more. Got to find ways to score in front of the setter as well. Getting that creativity going, and again, to help the pins get one-on-ones.
Tuaninga, back one to Ariel. There's that one-handed set. Not sure how to describe that. And Mendelson with the kill. Penn State doing whatever it takes.
They are. They're punching that ball over if they need to. That one from Hannah just kind of punched it over the net to keep it alive. And that's what Penn State's doing, too, is it might not be perfect and clean, but they're keeping it error-free.
And Mendelson one-on-one reacts to the back row tip by Batenhorst.
Well, you can see Penn State Merzick trying to go cross-court to Batenhorst there, but just a little bit too wide.
Coach Keller says, hey, if teams want to serve Allie Batenhorst, we welcome them to keep on doing it.
Yeah, she really doesn't get aced a lot. She's doing a nice job passing.
Maggie Mendelson heating up. Mendelson and Juravicius for Penn State, both coming over this year from Nebraska. And, of course, you have Batenhorst on the USC side.
Yeah, adding some depth to these rosters, and all the coaches have said how enjoyable the players have been and what an impact they've come in and made right away.
In fact, all 5 of Penn State's current starting hitters all transferred in at one point from a different institution. So they've had to adjust as well as to a freshman setter in Izzy Stark. So it took them a little bit of time to find that setter-hitter connection, but with very few speed bumps considering they're 19-1.
It seems like it, and they've all put in the hard work, the extra reps to work on that connection. It takes time. It's paying off.
USC back down to 0 hitting percentage until that kill by 4.
And that's what they need in the middle. They got to get that offense going. And right here, Ford does the work, coming up strong. But look at Tuaninga, how far off the net she is, and gets a beautiful set for Ford to attack.
That was the big issue for USC in that 5-set loss against Michigan State. They missed 22 serves.
And yeah, I talked to head coach Brad Keller before this match, and I said, I know you're a believer in not talking about errors and going for it. And he said, no, in this case, that was too many. They weren't good errors. So they were too long out of the court. They were in the net. Those kind of errors were not, that wasn't helping them at all. It was almost an entire set of points. So hoping to clean that up and bring some tough service pressure here to Penn State.
A loud block here by Caroline Juravicius. She has reacted to her brief benching / nagging shoulder, depending on who you talk to, and she's come back in the last match and a half now and really looked at home back in the lineup.
Yeah, she's off to a hot start here tonight. Kills, blocks, you name it. She's got the energy out there to pump her team up.
Penn State has the fight and the energy at the moment. Already 1 set with Nebraska is a half game ahead of Penn State right now for first place in the conference. The 2 unbeatens left in the Big Ten, Penn State and Nebraska.
Well, and Michigan is a very good team. Coaches have said the whole season, although not getting those wins, they're very good and dangerous.
Behind the attack line, Batenhorst is dug by Jillian Grimes. Via Tuaninga to Leah Ford.
There we go. USC gets the free ball and puts it away. They've got to steady that out right now when Penn State gives them the opportunity. And it all started with a nice pass, so Tuaninga can get that to Ford in the middle.
What you're saying right there is, like, if you're Penn State, or if you're USC, pardon me, so let's get back to the basics here. Get a free ball, put it away. You have to start from square one.
Well, the margin of error is very slim in this tough conference, no matter who you're playing. So if you get the opportunity, you better score.
They have 12 kills, 12 attack errors, so they're at 0. Penn State hitting .283. Nice shot. Juravicius from the left side, taking something off of it.
Yeah, that was a smart shot. Comes up strong, looking like she's going to crank it. That's the hard work as well. Getting off the net, coming in strong every single time, looking like you're going to hit hard, and then you're able to take some off of it, create that point.
She is 4 for 7 with 2 blocks.
Nice one from Batenhorst there. Passes again off the court. We've seen that a couple times. But Trubin comes in and lifts it for a nice out-of-system set. Taking her time and goes right through the seam of the Penn State block.
Tough serve by Gala Trubin, who is the best server for USC. In terms of at least aces per set this year. State scrapping. Who's going to put this point away? It is Batenhorst, and everyone's probably relieved that it's over.
Well, I was going to point to my watch here that I'm not wearing, but that was probably the longest rally we've seen all night, and what a smart shot by Batenhorst to hit that area one. Angelina Stark back there for Penn State in blue, number 10. Some quick reactions from Penn State, but again, out of system by Batenhorst, finding that corner, doing a nice job for USC.
Merzick bashes one. There's contact there on first glance. That was not the initial call. Penn State was calling for it, but USC will win that point.
You really got to be alive, even the refs here when she's hit, because it's hard. And this one, just going over the top of the block, a little bit long. It did get a touch off the ref.
Right, that's contact. Fortunately, doesn't count in the stats. Hey, Trubin is going on a service run right now. You know, to correct, Grimes leads Penn State in serving. Trubin's serving's kind of down this year, but not right now. She's going on a run. Timeout, Penn State.
And I know it means a lot when they come back and support, but they have a lot to be celebrated, and they want to get back on that national stage. And they're putting the work in here. Brad Keller doing a nice job with recruiting, getting some of the top recruiting classes the last couple of years, and excited about the incoming players next year as well.
That 1977 season was the first perfect season in women's volleyball history before the NCAA era. And again in 03, and then of course during the Penn State 4-peat, they had back-to-back undefeated seasons under Russ Rose. And just actually had, of course, a feature come out documentary, the big story, The Streak, that premiered on Friday, October 18th, about Penn State and the longest winning streak in NCAA history, 109 wins in a row. Batenhorst goes soft and times that out nicely.
Good decision. Batenhorst going up, and her hands hitting off the ball, off the block there of Jurevicius. After they blocked her the other one, she's like, it's not happening again.
There is Tyra Ariel, redshirt junior, Plano, Texas.
Beautiful pass from Gosnell in the back row. Perfect spot, waiting for that one, lifting it up. Tuaniga can set anywhere on that pass. Ariel coming up big with another successful throw.
6-1 run for USC. Caroline Jurevicius, covered by Grimes. We go back to Jurevicius. Tuaniga the dig. Jurevicius, won't happen for her on this point.
A few big plays here from USC, switching the momentum. Fans are yelling about that set, but you can double the ball as long as it stays on your side now. New rule change this year. SC's block is getting on fire.
Different looking jump serve by Tuaniga. Merzick with tempo, that set by Stark.
I think that's the fastest tempo we've seen all match so far out to Merzick. And wow, she comes in like a rocket, unloads in that angle.
That was, you blink and you miss it. Ava Faldudo, number 4 recruit in the country. What a luxury to have her playing right back DS, misses the serve.
And she came in, she's a freshman, but came in last January, so she got that spring training under her belt. And more we're seeing that with the athletes coming in early, getting that spring with the team, bonding, getting the training in, figuring out that balance of college academics and college athlete life.
And all of Penn State's key newcomers came in early like that this year. Jaden Livings to the court. Batenhorst still has about half of the team's kills on her own. She has 8 kills. The team has 17, but we're starting to see some others contribute. diving effort by Batenhorst, but Merzick converts. That's her 6th kill.
What an impressive shot there. Merzick coming in, kind of took a look, saw it was open, and did a side hand, her hand on side contact on that ball to get it to area 1.
Well, she's figured out a few different ways to score over the years.
Yes, certainly has.
5th-year player, Michigan transfer. Point USC, Livings Toolsing.
Livings is explosive. She can hit angles. She's learning those kinds of things, how to tool the block, how to use it. When you come into college, it's like you just want to go up and rip the ball every time, but you can't with these tall players. The blocks they put up, you've got to get creative.
Poor pass. Good touch by the middle on the free ball, and it's a free ball pass to attack by Leah Ford.
Well, USC is doing a better job here in set 2, again, with those opportunities. Set number 1, we weren't seeing them transition and get those points, but now they're taking advantage of it.
USC got beaten soundly in the first set, had to call timeout early in the second. And here they are in front, looking to even things up with the number 3 team in the country. But Stark and company with the block.
Good block by Stark on there. Soft shot, waits, presses those hands over. That's the key, didn't leave any space between her and the net.
That's hammered. You said Falmouina would have some loud swings.
We've got 2 SC players in front of Tuaninga here. So Penn State middle blockers got to wait a little bit to see Leah Ford there in the front, and that sets it up perfectly. And they want Falmouina on that one-on-one with Izzy Stark.
Had her red shirt pulled late in the season a couple of years ago after Tuaninga got hurt. Came in as the setter in NCAA tournament action, and then missed all of last year with an injury. And as a key hitter this year, Ford puts away the overpass. USC in control.
Well, you can see on that one after Izzy Stark looking at her team like, all right, we need a pass. Again, take a little bit of it off the net. Doesn't have to be so tight. But right now,
just never know with this USC team. You talked about it coming in. They're looking for more consistency under Brad Keller, but it isn't that surprising with the profile of this Trojans team that they could lose to previously winless in conference Michigan State and then come back 2 nights later and give the number 3 team in the country trouble.
well, but Brad loves this team no matter what. He says that every time we talk to him. He loves this team. He believes they're a very good team. They had that tough loss against Michigan State. Heartbreaker for them, as on paper with the matchup should have won that one, but Michigan State, look, they were hungry for that victory. They haven't won all season in the conference, so that was a big one for them. And they had Akasha Anderson just fire in her eyes like, give me that ball, and she took over the match, and I think USC wasn't quite sure how to respond.
Had a couple of match points in the 3rd set, wound up losing in 5. On Thursday, Iowa faces Ohio State. Then the Trojans and Bruins renew their rivalry at Pauley Pavilion.
Every single night, you've got to bring your A game in the Big Ten. And right now, USC has turned it around for their A game with some huge blocks and now some tough serving to get them back on top in the set.
And with that ace by Megan Verbeest off the top of the tape, it's a 15-4 USC run after they were trailing 12-7 in this set. Penn State sides out, but USC, what a turnaround in the 2nd set.
Yeah, serving tough, giving Penn State a little bit of passing trouble right now. Izzy Stark tight to the net. That one's successful on going up and putting it away. But she looked to her players like, come on, give me a pass. I want to set you guys.
Jillian Grimes, nice pickup. And Cameron Hanna, who transferred in from Clemson. It's her 2nd year here. Goes down the line.
Hannah took a little pause on that approach. I think she thought the tempo might be a little faster. Look, goes, waits a second, and then comes up big and tools Tuaninga's block.
Nice set by Tuaninga. Both setters showing off their range. In this point, Hannah takes advantage on that Stark set again down towards the court.
Well, and that's why Izzy Stark has been so impressive. Those plays right there. Not everyone can do that.
And serving USC into trouble. Very out of system, doesn't matter. Famuina.
Like that attack from Famuina coming in a little bit higher than we've seen her tempo, but does a nice job getting her feet to the ball. And again, she loves that angle. Loves to hit that deep corner pocket angle, and now getting it closer to the line, just outside of the 3-meter line.
Gray Gosnell, a key spot for a serve. Livings, D-attack. Batenhorst on the overdip.
So SC on their attacks, on their serving, giving Penn State some trouble. Those serve-receive passes have been a little bit tight the last few, and now the digs in transition. Going over the net, giving SC an opportunity to crush it down on the first touch.
Set point for the Trojans. That is straight down. Hannah showing off her range.
She even was a little surprised on her face on that one. Love that. She's like, phew, glad that one. Wow, look at that line. I mean, unbelievable.
4 kills for Hannah, but 2 in the last 3 points. Batenhorst shoves that one into the block. It hits the court, and USC flips the script in the second set.
Tougher serving, better in transition. When they got those opportunities, they put it to the ground, and they did not do that in set. Fortunate are these athletes to have her on their side to learn from one of the best in the game.
That was a heck of a little in-game costume as well.
I'm going to ask her about that after the match, see if she's going to pull that one off this year as well.
Maybe. Probably figures if she does, they'll win a national title again. So might see that next week. Even at 1 set apiece, getting started in the third. Jess Merzick tips USC a chance. Famuina from behind the attack line. Trubant, Batenhorst, another lengthy point. Merzick. Who has the final answer? Juravicious, no. Stark, Mendelson, it's over again. Merzick off the block. Ariel finishes.
Well, another long rally. I think it beat our last one that we timed. The athletes kind of looking around at each other, taking a deep breath. But again, coming in big with Penn State not happy with that final throw there from USC, but it works.
I wonder if as a player, is that more demoralizing when it's 1-1 after that? At least if it's 23-22,
Yeah, exactly.
you know you get a break soon.
Well, I think in set 2, we saw a lot more rallies between the two because SC stepped up their service pressure. So they got some opportunities in transition.
Very early in this set, teams have to catch their breath and play. Here is Juravicious. Hitter coverage been pretty good on both sides. A reason for these long rallies. Back set to Aninga. Livings was open but blocked. Here is Livings out of system, blocked. Poked down by Mendelson. Famuina creative.
Yeah, right now Penn State has that net. You've got to put the ball down on the floor. Mendelson a little pokey down, but too easy for USC to cover. And there, Famuina right in between the block.
Joust situation advantage, Juravicius and Penn State.
Yeah, that set going a little bit too tight. Faumuina not able to swipe it off outside of the court, so Penn State getting the better of that one.
Now, USC early in the first set was hanging around 0 for a while. They're now up to 156. Penn State at 217, lower than normal. All the way out, kill by Jaden Livings, the freshman from Dallas.
Well, Livings is getting going here. Set 2, picked it up right now with her 5th kill. And again, as we talked about, kind of that supporting cast for Batenhorst. She's a consistent hitter, passer for USC. And they need Faumuina and Livings on those outside pins as well.
Merzik looking for the angle, doesn't find it.
Well, and you don't see the triple block from all the schools around the country, but USC is one that does it. I've seen it from Oklahoma as well, and they do it well, and that's a big reason why they're top in blocking, making those decisions to come over, and especially with a strong hitter.
Yeah, Merzik's the type of player you might want to try that against. Here she is. Recovery there by Batenhorst. Good reaction. Faumuina likes that angle and missed wide.
And that's like an example right there. I think keep that one in. She loves it, but that was an extreme hit. She's a very athletic, talented hitter, but that one you got to keep it in, especially when you've got the momentum.
They do have the momentum right now against the #3 team in the country. Cameron Hanna tries to turn it around. Penn State has risen to the occasion this year. That one loss against Pitt. Other than that, they're 6-0 against ranked opponents. Meanwhile, USC in search of that signature win. They're only 1-4 this season against ranked teams. Hits the line judge. That's out. Batenhorst.
I like USC. They're upping their back row attack game against Michigan State. Higher percentage going to the back. And as seasons go along, you see teams adding wrinkles each week after week, kind of little things to their game, so they don't always look the same.
Hitter coverage. Very good. But USC wins the point anyway, Leah Ford.
Well, yeah, this tipping game that USC does, Coach Brad Keller is a big fan of it. He wants them to have this in their arsenal, the tipping, the throwing, all that you can do, and it's causing some problems here for Penn State.
Leah Ford, 6 for 8. Hanna looking for the cross-court corner, and she misses. But there is a touch call.
Touch off the block there. Hanna coming up big with a big swing. Nice save by Stark, again going down to her knees. Gets it high off the hands.
D-ball, Livings, major finish.
Well, she is so powerful. This D-ball, she is hitting so well the other night. Really doing a nice job against Michigan State, and she just gets up. Even with 2 blockers, she finds the middle of that block, attacking it, strong angle. Too much to handle for the Nittany Lions.
Tuaninga just making that look easy on the set against the flow. 6 kills, 5 digs for Livings. Trammell into the wall. D-ball Merzik.
D-ball from SC, D-ball from Penn State. Both of these teams have the weapons to set front row or back row, and it's like these back row attacks are almost like they're hitting from the front row. They're so powerful, just flying in the back of that line.
Ford tries to turn it and is off the sideline with it.
And that connection looked a little bit low, like it hit Ford on just below her hand. Seen a couple of those ones, but for the most part, Ford's doing a nice job in the middle, hitting .444. 6 kills.
Livings misses on the D-ball.
And that one, she's trying to go down the line. Penn State blocking that angle that she just cranked on the last one. Just took it a little bit too low to attack the line.
Izzy Stark serves Batenhorst. Pass to attack. Merzik with the pickup. Hannah with a whistle and a net call on USC.
Tuaninga in the net on that block. But you know what? SC's block has really elevated since set number 1. It really was non-existent, and now they've made a huge change, and it's causing trouble for Penn State.
Some self-inflicted wounds, though, lead to a 4-0 Penn State run and a timeout by USC.
DJ always bringing the boom box when they come into practices, come into the warm-ups. She's got a good vibe going.
You can't place a statistical value on Team DJ, but
nope.
You see the from being on her own as 4th in program history in that category. Cameron Hannah having herself a night. She is over 500 with that kill.
What a nice pickup there by Stark in the right back. Quick reaction to get that set up. Dig overhand, and Hannah's on fire.
And Merzik gets most of the publicity for Penn State on the outside, but Hannah is having a great season. And Batenhorst is rejected. It's a 7-0 run for Penn State. And USC find the answer. Not quite yet. Rolled over a little bit by Jess Merzik. One-on-one, Leah Ford in the middle.
Again, Ford getting an opportunity in front. Tuaninga dishing that one up for to attack the angle. She really likes going cross-body to that angle.
You know, the majority of the season, it has been Favor on Yanwu and Tyra Ariel as the 2 middles. We've seen a good amount of Ford, especially lately. She has come on. Opposite side kill. Everywhere they put Hannah, she is scoring.
Well, Hannah's coming off the UCLA win with 15 kills, hitting over 250 the other night in a long 5-setter, and she's carrying that into tonight.
Remember, we were told by the Penn State coaching staff that the reason as Batenhorst is blocked, Trammell is involved there. Hannah had been struggling recently with the setter-hitter connection because she touches so high, nearly 11 feet. They wanted some higher sets for her. Looks like they have that connection tonight.
I think so, yeah. Really want her to get high to be able to attack the ball over the block. When you're touching 11 feet, you can certainly do that.
But a big block there by Trammell. Batenhorst is dug. Stark somehow shoves it to Merzik. What a set by Izzy Stark.
That is just an unbelievable set. Take another look. Izzy Stark, and here's the thing, she doesn't even go into the net. Her momentum going that way stops it with her body and comes up big.
That is actually defying physics right there. Timeout USC.
8 sets, going up for kills if she needs to, but this one, stopping her body, not even netting on that one. Her momentum is going that way. Giving it out to the pin for a huge
net. That was her solution, and a really smart one from the freshman. Absolute smash by Juravicius. The Penn State offense is waking up in a big way.
They really are. I think that one, I don't even know if Izzy Stark saw that Merzik got a little tangled up there with the defender in the back row, but she shoved that ball, beautiful set to the opposite pin where Juravicius was ready for a huge kill.
Stark and Charlie Furbringer from Wisconsin, the top 2 recruits in the country. Katie Schumacher-Cawley saying they're both special in their own way. Somehow I think it's unavoidable that the 2 of them are going to be compared throughout their careers, whether it's fair or not.
Well, Furbringer from just down the street here at USC from Manhattan Beach. Big volleyball family there with professional playing parents, Joy and Matt Furbringer.
That's the thing, though. You look at what are some of these top setters have in common. Even Tuaninga and her family, it's the parents are both involved in some major way in the sport. Of course, for Tuaninga, her brothers as well. But Furbringer and Stark, their parents both play Division I. 13-1 scoring run, as you see down below in the screen for Penn State. Taking on a little bit of a similar complexion to the UCLA match, where it went 5, but none of the sets were actually very close.
Yeah, they switched off a little bit who was hot, but right now Penn State is doing a nice job.
USC hitting negative -071 in this set. A miss hit there by Merzick.
Merzick going for the high hands on that one, but just misses. Tuininga back to the line. Hoping to get some of those tough top spins ripped off for aces.
Merzick only hitting 125, but Hannah's been on fire, and Penn State's had enough from elsewhere. Vicious is blocked.
Sneaks that one right through the block. USC not pressed over well on that and sneaks it right down in between their hands and the net.
Vicious scores, and she is up to 7 kills. She's been good so far with 5 blocks as well.
Wow, what a reach from Ariel. Beautiful pass. Tuininga doing a nice job with these middles, really wanting to get them in this offensive game, as they need to add to that the pin hitters that they do have. Nice attack.
Definitely at that point in the set where looking for some late life just to give USC momentum going into the 4th. Great play by the defense. And that is snuck down by Ariel, despite the great hustle by Stark and company.
Take a look at this scrappy up here there by Stark, just lifting it up. But a free ball here for USC, and they take care of it. Coach Brad Keller said Tyra Ariel has the ability to be one of the most premier middle blockers in the country.
USC's had a good little stretch here despite the big deficit. Kill by Adania Famuina. 5-1 scoring run, and they're still down 7. Great job by Merzick, putting Penn State back ahead of the point. Stark has options. Vicious is covered there, and straight down Mendelsohn.
We just both flew back in our chairs with that attack from Mendelsohn. Nice recovery cover on this block. Angelina Stark, Stark to Stark on that one. How fun to be able to play with your sister.
A whole lot of fun. Because the Stark family has been involved so long, the Penn State program, Katie Schumacher-Cawley talked about how she's known Izzy Stark for so long. She remembers her in 7th grade wearing rec specs.
Here we go.
Ariel back to serve. Izzy Stark. Mendelsohn is denied.
Well, Coach Spencer McLaughlin right here saying, make a move, and he meant on the block, and that's exactly what Famuina does. Mendelsohn in the front. What do they know? She loves the slide and to go behind, and they are on her. What a huge block for USC.
Really good response by USC after the huge deficit in this set. Tight to the net. Again on the joust, forward with the point. USC within 5. Timeout, Penn State.
Good call here. Merzick just not getting those kills on that play, and SC capitalizing.
Well, we were talking about the fourth set, but USC still alive in the third. USC scoring run right now, despite the cushion still being there for Penn State. So they call timeout and they cash in with Merzick.
Well, there's been quite a few runs in this third set here, back and forth. Both of these teams going on runs each time. Merzick with a big hammer there in her strong angle attack.
Livings off the outside of the block, and USC sides out. Going to put in a serving sub here for Beast. Megan Verbeest, a fourth-generation Trojan. Most recently, her mom, Stacy, class of '88. Start Hannah with the hitting error.
Yeah, that was a nice one-on-one. Start gets her out on the pin, and Hannah just going a little too extreme on that angle, trying to beat Tuaninga. Now they've got Madison Peach for USC coming in at times for Tuaninga to put up a little bit of a bigger block.
So no setter on the court.
This is when Verbeest, number 4, will set that second attack ball.
They'll do it on the bump set from the back row, and they'll score off of it.
And again, giving Penn State a different look, putting up a bigger block for them in the front row with Madison Peach. And then Megan Verbeest has a good serve, and then she will set that second contact.
Of course, as long as that's not going over, she could use her hands there if she wanted, but preferred the bump set. Misses the serve in a crucial spot. USC really had momentum. That's got to be in right there.
Well, again, yes, it does. But it's also finding those points, those what can we do to get back into this game here, 23-19. Having a different look, trying some different players to get that flow changed.
Merzick recalibrates, finds it, and that's Stark.
I think she wants to be a pin hitter. Look out.
I had to readjust my eyes for a second. That was Izzy Stark.
Them down there from Faumuina, and Stark says, okay, I'll be an opposite real quick.
She looked like an opposite.
Well, she has that mentality, honestly, being out here.
Set point, and Livens scores to keep it going for USC at the moment.
And right now, that double sub coming back. Madison Peach coming in for Tuaninga again, trying to get some blocking points, defensive stops on the board for USC. We know they can do the huge block, but they also do have a lot of good positive block touches off their block that they can cover in transition.
And you wonder, okay, can you afford to take Tuaninga out? The reason why they do this is because the numbers show they're very effective at point scoring when they do this blocking sub. Not here. Merzick ends the conversation in the third set, and despite a late USC surge, Penn State hangs on and takes the 2-1 set lead.
Penn State making the adjustments for set number 3, and there were a lot of runs from both sides of the net this one. Can't wait.
Start of the fourth. Henderson decides to take that from the floor, hit this, and is sent away.
Probably wishing she would have taken that one on one right there when it's coming over. It looked like it was close enough to the net to attack it.
Livings, second ball, pretty tight for Batenhorst. All the hustle in the world, but point for Penn State.
Batenhorst trying to recycle that one, meaning give her team a chance to cover it, but just a little bit of a side touch on that sends it long. No one there in the back row to put the free ball over.
Good pass by Jaden Livings. Here's Batenhorst over the block.
Well, she gets up high. As you said earlier, 6'5", and she can really hit at a high point. Clearing this block here. Good tempo out to the pin, and she is just clear over Mendelson right there, going angle.
Mendelson is also 6'5", didn't matter there. And Batenhorst has a team best 11 kills. Merzick leads Penn State with 11, although Hannah's been more efficient with 10 for 20 day. Leah Ford's been the most efficient USC hitter, 8 for 11. Trickles over the net. Hannah, nice job there out assisted. On the wrong side of the pole, so Batenhorst with the miss.
Going around the candy cane. Got to stay on in between the candy canes to keep that in.
Appropriate metaphor there for Halloween. Somehow that stays up and in. Start to Hannah is blocked. A little extra glance there from Batenhorst.
That serve, that net, just giving a little extra juice to stay over. Tuaninga alert and ready. And then SC with a huge block right off Hannah's head.
Someone retighten that net. Mendelson scores.
Ariel not sure how that one got by. Thought she pressed her hands over well enough, but Mendelson sneaks it through.
Mendelson was a reserve, played 27 total matches, 2 years with Nebraska, and now in a featured role for Penn State with a service error.
Found Melina there trying to serve her when she's in the front row, back in the passing rotation. Get her out of her rhythm.
Left hand and the kill. Trammell figures out a way.
She sure does. That ball kind of flew right by her right arm, but she was alert and ready. Just gets it right to the corner. Almost looks like she might have planned that. Well, you got to prepare now for a right hand attack or left.
Both coaches talked about, middles have to be ready for these setters to get them the ball in all situations. Caroline Jura vicious. Now she's popped at times tonight. Looked pretty impressive. 6 blocks to go with 8 kills.
Yeah, doing the work out there on the opposite side pin.
They isolate Ford.
Well, this is what they've been looking for here, is that middle offensive attack, and Ford is getting a nice connection with Tuaninga tonight. 9 kills, second after Batenhorst, and hitting .583. Her numbers are looking good tonight offensively.
She played just 2 matches last year after injury issues, comes back this season. And Trammell runs into the wall.
Again, making those moves. Good eye work from Ford in the middle, pressing her hands over. Look at her eyes. You can see her head moving a little bit side to side.
Her second block, and Trammell uncharacteristic. Under 200 tonight. One of the top 5 hitters in the country by percentage. Batenhorst finds the kill off the block and out.
Wow, that elevation.
Cameron Hannah is still way up over 400.
Well, that rotation's interesting because Juravisha starts on the one side and runs completely around the court, going for that attack on the opposite side.
Now Hannah moves to the back row. Tough serve at Batenhorst, leaning in Livings. Rolled by Famuina. Stark gets there. Grimes likes to use her hands, and Merzick deposits. They've been working with Jillian Grimes, their libero, on using her hands more often as a setter when she gets those chances.
Yeah, and she's doing a nice job. I even saw a little bit of a jump set in the match against UCLA. But when you can dish up something nice and it's like technically out of system, it really can make a difference.
Famuina, one of those moments where you've talked about, got to at least keep it in play.
Well, and those are tough. You're coming, the ball's coming from behind you, and that one at the end line, but you really need to wait on it and get a high attack on it to keep it in play. And what do we know about USC? They have one of the top blocks in the country, so give it a chance.
Batenhorst terminates. Allie Batenhorst, 13 kills, but also has 9 errors on 41 swings.
Well, she's getting a heavy load every single night, offensively, defensively, in the serve receive. It's not easy to do week after week, but these athletes are working hard out here.
D-ball, Livings. Too much for Grimes. Jaden Livings ties it up at 9.
I mean, they haven't been able to slow Livings down from the back row. She made an error hitting it in the net, but I think that's as far as I remember. Haven't really slowed it down with the Penn State block. They're going to keep going to that.
Coaching staff described Livings as terminal. One way or the other, whether it's a hitting error or a kill, she usually ends the point. That's in the net, and USC is in front. And Penn State got taken to 5 by UCLA and got away with it. I don't want to put it to chance again. That's a miss. Merzick looking for something high.
Merzick just a little bit off on that connection. Hitting it at a high point, but not getting a spin on it and a hand on the ball to get it to go down. USC on a 4-0 scoring run.
3 points on the Gosnell serve. Batenhorst with the big block. Timeout, Penn State.
Take a look at this block from Batenhorst. This is something Brad Keller talked to me about at length recently. Look at her hands kind of reaching out and in. Maybe not conventional, seeing the blocker go straight up and over, but it takes unconventional to beat a top team.
Block per set ranking of 6th in the country. And of course, as we say that, Merzick hammers one home.
She does, but in this era, we could say their block's been cooking this year, okay?
You could say that, and you did.
Don't tell my kids.
I'm sure they're probably, it's bedtime at this point anyway. Merzick, who's been struggling tonight. You asked during the timeout, what's up with Merzick on this trip? Didn't play well really against UCLA until late in that match, and maybe it just takes her a little longer on the West Coast to get going.
Well, and we're in October. We're midway through the season. She's carrying a lot of this offense, the defense, passing, as we mentioned, 6 rotation hitter, and it's a long season, so it could just be a kind of an off week. The numbers hitting-wise a little bit low, but still getting those kills.
Yeah, it's not going to be perfect every time out. I mean, she's been pretty close to it. 3 Big Ten Player of the Week honors in the last 4 weeks. And she also doubles as the mop person, rag person when necessary.
That sweat up.
So she really does it all, is what we're learning here. Back set to Caroline Juravicius. Now Trubin takes the second. Stark in system. Merzick tips it, but into the block.
Well, that attack. Merzick kind of coming down on her throw, and USC's block has really elevated, getting them back into this match. Takes it too low down, and a big block for Tuaninga.
Well, USC, they had a big blocking deficit, which was surprising early in this match. Penn State had the huge edge. Now the blocks are nearly even, 12-10 in favor of Penn State, which you would expect USC to win that category when you just heard us talking about how good of a blocking team they are this season. Here's Batenhorst bashing that one. It's dug by Angelina Stark. And Jess Merzick, the vocal leader for Penn State. She is definitely surging in the fourth set.
Nice angle hit. She gets a one-on-one opportunity here. Takes it.
Stark with the volleyball IQ.
Well, she certainly does. And USC, Ariel trying to do a free ball over, but gives her a perfect set, and she just sees it and puts it away.
It's a smart play by Ariel, trying to give the ball to the setter, take her out of the play, and Stark just says, well, I'll just kill it if you give it to me, as Livings misses wide.
I like her idea of going line on that, as Penn State's leaving it for her, but she has missed the last couple back row attacks when she's trying to attack down the line.
Now a little danger zone, 4-0 scoring run for Penn State. USC has to win this set. Batenhorst with the side out. #15th kill by Batenhorst. Big serve to Tuaninga, who was ready for that Stark dump attempt. This is kept in play. I'm not sure what that was by Livings. It just got caught in between thoughts, and Mendelson put it away.
Those are the little cleanups that you need for USC when they've got Penn State so close like this. Izzy Stark just barely bumping this over. I think Livings was trying to set it out to Batenhorst, but goes too tight. Mendelson able to kill it.
Livings not indecisive there. Good dig though. One hand to Tuaninga. And sets up Ariel.
You can see Coach Brad Keller there on the sideline saying to Ariel, let's go, we need more of that. And Tuaninga with a one-handed little lift there sets the one.
Statue of Liberty. Back row attack, Merzick, another high flat one she misses.
She says the set's fine, gave the thumb up. Just not a good connection.
This one hanging in the balance right now in the fourth set. Bartelli's going to take control. Could just be a battle of attrition. A couple of hitting errors by Penn State.
Well, right now those errors, yeah, we got to get those hitting errors under control here for the Nittany Lions, back to back. Not getting down on top of the ball on those last two attacks. Flying way high over the block.
Ace serve, Batenhorst.
And maybe a good time here for Penn State to call a timeout, because as we know, these runs have been going back and forth, and you don't want to get it any more than it already is at 4.
Well, to your point, we just said 4-0 Penn State run. Now we could say 4-0 USC run, timeout. 6 lead changes this set. Hannah is roofed.
USC has caught a fire. Not only are they getting some production from the middles and offense, but their block has really stepped it up.
There's that triple block. Almost a miscommunication. USC keeps it up anyway, and Falmouina scores.
And right now we've got a sub here for Penn State. Mendelson coming out, putting a new blocker in to see if we can get something shifted here for the Nittany Lions.
Well, Jordan Hopp came in, the Iowa State transfer. He only played in 3 matches, 4 sets all season. But that was brief. And now Menger will serve. Tight, and Stark knows what to do.
Izzy Stark has no fear. That's what the coaches said. And she's getting them the points when they need it.
Remember what I said about the career high 6 kills that she had? Big time swing by Famuina. Stark has tied that career high 1 match later. She has 6 kills again. Big swing there by Famuina.
And Famuina loved that aggressive swing, and it just tools off the outside hand of Stark.
Grimes takes the second. Merzick takes the second. Ariel takes the second. Out of system point here. So this set by Stark, but Hannah is right into the block. Leah Ford right there.
Well, SC's triple block is huge right now. Staying patient, getting out there. Even if Penn State recovers it and gets the opportunity, they're putting up 3 again, and that one's straight down.
Livings and Ford were the closest to it. Taylor Trammell puts one down.
Jurevicius coming back in the front row, so Penn State will have 3 attackers. Izzy Stark back to serve.
Famuina misses over the top.
And lucky for Penn State, a little bit late on that move out to the pin, so they didn't get the hands up in time for Faumuina to tool them.
USC looking to send this to the 5th. Brad Keller forced to call time. (23-20) in the 4th. Penn State inching a little bit closer. Brad Keller had seen enough.
Well, one difference from the other night from Michigan State is the middles. They got about 12 points total from USC, and Brad Keller told us before the match we need more. Tonight they're already at over 20 points from the middles offensively scoring, so that is a big change and something that has helped them this match as well, going along with the blocking that has really picked it up from set number 1.
The Penn State forces this timeout in a match where neither team is even hitting 200 right now. It's been a different type of match. You have to find different ways to score, and Penn State has done that tonight. Our replay people back in the studio, it's like let's put a highlight reel together of some weird stuff. A career high with 6 kills. Grimes, the libero, 5 assists. And Stark, now the server, looking for a lengthy run to try and steal the 4th set and end the match. Livings, no. 2-point margin.
Usually Livings with a go-to angle, but that one coming inside and trying to attack the line.
Penn State has burned both timeouts. USC just used one. It has 1 left. Livings, yes.
There she goes to that strong angle that she's so successful with, even with the block up. Right now you've got Verbeest coming in from the service line. Trying to get some more digs in the backcourt here.
To send it to the 5th set, Verbeest service error.
Right now it's 1 point at a time. Take a deep breath. Well, excuse me, the whole game is 1 point at a time, but especially right now when you've got a side out here to win the set.
Cameron Hanna looking for 2 in a row on her serve to send it to deuce. Famuina is blocked, and Penn State gets that much closer.
Now keep an eye on USC's back row attack. Livings is back there. They've had a lot of success from her on the D-ball.
Would you think about using the second timeout here for USC? Doesn't seem like Brad Keller's going to.
No, doesn't seem like he is. Just get that pass up. They've got Livings in the back. Or he is. He tricked us. He was waiting for the sweat to get wiped up. A little extra time.
Extra time. 1 step ahead. He knew what he was doing. All right, so they take the timeout. What do they talk about in this timeout?
It's set point number 3 for SC. So Penn State's bringing the pressure. They're keeping that ball in the court, and you just have to pass the ball right now. It doesn't have to be perfect. Get those arms out. Tuaninga, a very talented setter, as we've seen, can push that ball from anywhere in the court. They've got Livings in the back row from that D-ball attack. She's got some powerful offensive weapons to go to. They just need the first contact to be a good one.
And you look at the Michigan State match.
They've really picked up their blocking. Penn State still leading with 13, but 12.5 for USC. Starting off this match, Penn State was dominating that category. But some tougher serving. SC 5 aces on the board tonight to Penn State's 2.
We'll see how much longer this match goes. Can Penn State come back and close it out, or will it extend to a 5th? No matter what, afterward, the final drive, 5 minutes or so. USC fans would like that to be delayed a little bit. Cameron Hanna on the 3rd set point. Saved by Famuina. Free ball for Penn State. Stark, Trammell to the court. It's deuce.
Every coach, every player in the air on that play from Penn State. That was huge. They have now saved this set from several set points here for USC.
6-1 run. And count it. Tough serve by Hanna. It's a heavy ball there. Famuina rolls toward the middle. Stark in system to Merzik. She just missed. Penn State says contact. There has not been a challenge yet in this match until now.
And you do it now. Head coach Katie Schumacher-Cauley grabs the green card immediately because there hasn't been a challenge, as you said, this entire match, so just do it now. This is a lot on the line.
The original call on the court is out. Point USC.
I was thinking we've had just about everything tonight except for a challenge.
Yeah, we have, but they're waiting for the best moment, and here it is when it's tied up. And these are the kind of games you get a little bit stressed, of course, as a coach and player, but also why you're playing the game.
There's nothing right there.
No, from that angle, looks like...
What about here? What about here, though?
That is a very good matrix move, and that ball just hits the top of the tape there on the visual, so it's hard to see if it hits.
Remember, hair does not count as contact.
That's right. So we didn't see one at the initial. No fingers are moving there at the net. And it looks like Bateman
a bit toward the ball.
The play on the court is, after review, the play is confirmed. USC point, Penn State loses their challenge.
And sure looked to our eyes like Michelle Prater, the R2, made the right call.
From what we can see in our nice video coverage that we got from the crew. But I don't blame the challenge call because it's a close one here, and Penn State wants to seal it off, not go to 5, but it's a good chance, too, for a timeout to talk to the team.
And if it goes to the 5th, you get an extra challenge anyway. So it's like a free challenge right there and a free timeout, as you said, for Penn State. Set point 4. And a missed serve. They had 22 against Michigan State. Hasn't been as bad tonight, but tough time for it.
Those are the misses that, you know, I said that Coach Keller, he doesn't talk about it a lot, but these are the situations that when they happen are not good timing.
Good pass by Gosnell. Batenhorst over the top and down.
Good high hands off the block. Nobody there in area 1 to get that touch off the block. Izzy Stark, Penn State setter, up a little bit short, looking like she was covering for a tip.
Can they do it on their 5th chance? 5th set point. The serve is in. Here's Merzick.
And there's the Merzick that we've seen this season. On top of the ball, heavy swing into that angle. Takes her time, goes up, nice tempo out. One-on-one scenario, and she's gonna put it away.
She has a 16-kill double-double. Efficiency is low, though. To an Inga. Aerial smash down.
Beautiful pass by Gosnell. Perfect 3, as we call it. Tuaninga could have set all 3 hitters on that, and she goes to the middle.
She chose wisely, and here she is. Stark has the answer.
She certainly has had a lot of success and the most kills all season so far. Grimes getting this one, and it's just going a little bit tight, so Stark going with the momentum of the ball.
The freshman has a new career-high 7 kills, and she's doing it on 11 swings, no errors. Penn State gets lucky with the serve off the tape. Hannah reacts and scores, and Penn State has match point.
Add that play to the unorthodox reel that we just showed before, but again started with Tuaninga with a one-hand save on the serve.
To keep it going, Livings does it.
This place is electric right now. Back and forth we go. High-intensity volleyball. Never dull here at the Galen Center.
This deuce has been as good as it gets. Batenhorst, the Nebraska transfer. Hannah. Famowina into the block, covered nicely by Livings. 2 run over to loft it up for Famowina. The libero Grimes with the swing. Famowina isolated to an Inga. Famowina on the joust, kept up again. All tied at 28. Ariel missed it. USC showed the sign that they thought contact, and Brad Keller might as well just, you know what, use it as a timeout here at the very least, whether there was or wasn't. Because there's a match point coming again for Penn State. This is like a free timeout either way.
The original decision on the court is out. USC is challenging a block touch.
I didn't see anything live other than the player's reaction. We'll have to see at this replay.
Oh,
close.
That the ring finger there on the left looks like it might have moved a little bit.
Yeah, I think it might have.
I think I ate my carrots before this match. We will see what they see, but that was a good angle there. Does in fact look like possible movement.
I thought USC was kind of grasping at straws when I saw that live. And now you look at the replay, and there's a chance this gets overturned and USC has set point.
pins and needles here, making sure they get the right call, taking a long look at this video. What a set we've had so far, though. I mean,
this has been fun.
It has.
This is called getting your money's worth.
Exactly.
Fourth set.
I don't think these fans are going to sit down for the rest of this match, to be honest, no matter what happens. There from that look, good to look at all the different angles.
To me, I think this is the best look for USC fans that are holding on to some hope. I think the ring finger wiggles a little bit. If I'm making a prediction,
Well,
what about you?
I'm just saying the time that it's taking, they are really trying to make sure they get the right call here, because this is a huge one at this point in the match. And it's tough to see. The only one who really knows is the player.
Our producer, Keon Dalachahi, saying that maybe the shadow of the ball is making the finger look like it wiggles. So this is as close as it gets, this call.
The original decision.
Yeah, it doesn't.
After further review, the play is stands. Point, Penn State.
So right there, when Michelle Prater says stands, that means it's not confirmed, they just couldn't find evidence to overturn.
Exactly. And that was a tough one, man. Couldn't have been tougher than that probably, but made the best decision, and
I
Penn State, match point.
It makes sense. There's really, you couldn't see anything convincing enough. Unless you're trying to talk yourself into it like maybe I was. Instead, Penn State with their second match point. Batenhorst, well passed. Livings kept up momentarily by Faldudo, but we play on.
And why would we expect anything more? It's been that way the last part of this set. Going back and forth, and it's who's going to put these two together. For Penn State, it's a side out and then a big defensive play to finish it. Can USC's block go back to back here?
Stark, Hannah brings that arm back, and she has just been finding it all night. Cameron Hannah up to 14 kills. It's 30-29, and Penn State has its third match point.
Well, they've definitely worked out that connection and got her set going, that's for sure.
Livings, it's down, and my expectations are it will keep going.
And you have to win by 2, no matter how high we go. Livings in the back row now. We know they love the D-ball. She's had a lot of success when she attacks that crossbody.
What a set this has become. Hannah cross court.
Wow, I love that aggressive swing out of system set. That set coming from over her shoulder. Not the best pass there, but Grimes once again delivering a beautiful out of system set.
7th assist for Grimes from the libero spot. It's in! It lands in after USC pulled the arms back, and Brad Keller had a challenge remaining. So Penn State stormed the court to celebrate, and up top, Devaney McClarty said, not so fast. Let's go to the monitor.
The original decision is ball is in. USC is challenging, the ball is out.
Will it be a Cameron Hannah ace? Or will this be overturned? And the match will go on. Let's see.
Yeah, that's
After
very
further
clear.
review,
And
the
that's
play is confirmed. Point Penn State.
And now the Nittany Lions can celebrate. Penn State with its 20th win of the season. The winning streak is now 12. The Big Ten winning streak, first in the conference, 15 straight conference wins. They come in to the Galen Center and win in 4, coming back to win the 4th set 32-30.
unbelievable match.